Hello there, and welcome back. My name is Sean Reimer, I don't rhyme, and for those who don't know, me and Lexa have been dating for almost 2 years at this point. What you guys might not know in anticipation for our 2-year anniversary, we've actually known each other since the start of high school. It goes back to 2014, we were both in grade 10, and we were in the same English class together. The project for that English class was we had to bring in two objects that one object represented us in the past, and then the second object represented us currently and how much we've grown and whatnot. And we're supposed to create a presentation based on that. Lexa said that she only remembered 2 presentations. Mine and another person's, but she only remembered the other person's presentation because of how terrible it was. In my presentation, I brought in Drago to kind of represent, how I made friends back in the day and the community that I was part of back in the day. And then I showed a Doctor Who title sequence that I made. It was very, very similar to this one here. And her being into graphic design and whatnot, she was very much into it. We didn't talk, though. We were in drama, but we never had the same drama class together. Something that my high school drama teacher is still very, very confused about and disappointed by. But we eventually got the chance to be in something together. Fast forward to grade 12 in 2017. We were in a play called Problem Child. Problem Child is about a couple who live in this motel. And Lex's character was a former sex worker and drug addict who's trying to clean herself up and also get their baby back from social services. Lex's character ends up burying the social worker alive in a very odd misunderstanding. So it's a dark comedy, black comedy, that sort of thing. So we were a couple in that we got very, very close to each other. Literally, we like high school, and it was our first kissing scene that we had ever done. There were times we'd be talking in the theater, rehearsing lines and whatnot, just shooting the shit. And my drama teacher would go into the sound booth of the theater and go on the intercom and be like, "Sean, Lexa, go make out in the bathroom," to get us prepared for that scene, which was very, very nerve-wracking. We were very, very nervous about the whole thing. But ultimately, it's an experience that I'm not going to forget, ever. Still my favorite play that I've ever done. At the end of that year, the people who were graduating from the theater classes and whatnot that year, we would write our names next to the year that was written on the wall backstage. So for us, it was 2017. If you guys are wondering about the peanut in the 2017, it's because the musical that we did that year was making fun of people with peanut allergies. Long story. Long musical. Lexa and I just happened to write our names next to each other. Well, she had written hers, and then I wrote mine underneath because I don't know. I had a feeling. We didn't really have a crush on each other at the time, but we had formed this connection that we would never be able to let go of, and it was cemented on that wall. So fast forward, I come back from film school. I kept in light contact with Lexa, and then 2019 I had a breakup with my ex-girlfriend, who I came back to Calgary to be with from Vancouver. So I felt very, very stuck. So eventually I reached out to Lexa, and turns out we had a lot more in common. It was amazing. It felt so natural. And then I remember leaving, so we met up at a Boston Pizza, and I was leaving, and I was like, fuck, I like her. She is just perfect. She's cynical, she's a tomboy, and she likes the same music. We're in the play, we have this connection already. It's perfect. So I hung on to that crush for 2 years, I believe, which was excruciating. The main reason why is because I asked her friend if she'd be, or if she was dating or anything like that, and the friend was like, I don't think so, but I don't think she'd be into someone like you anyway. So, thank you, by the way. The whole time I'm hanging on to this crush. We're in the middle of the pandemic by this point, and I remember when we were finally allowed to go back to public places like a bar. We met at our favorite bar, which was Shots Bar and Grill. I meet her there, and she's limping. She's limping really bad, and I hadn't seen her for a little bit. She said that her leg was hurting more and more, and I didn't know the full extent of it until she came in, like really, really struggling to get in there. She didn't have a cane by this point, so I went into my work, Value Village, and I got a cane for $2, and I gave it to her, and I was very, very nervous about that, but she really appreciated it, and now we have a cane collection. She's got canes hanging from the fridge, from the TV stand, in the bed. She sleeps with her canes. That's insane. But hey, that's the woman I love. So I had a crush on her for a long time. And around 2021, where I was working in Value Village was in production. So I had a workstation, I was sorting books, and I was rolling them on the sales floor. So I was able to have a little radio next to me, which I would tune to Jack 96.9 Calgary. So I'd be binging the radio all the time. I'd try and get into contests. I almost won $10,000 with a joke competition. I have a lot of qualities that people respect about me. I have the heart of a lion. I also have a lifetime ban from the Calgary Zoo.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I got beat by a sheet metal joke, but that's 2 years ago. I don't care. So I tried entering another competition. The competition was called Mind Your Business, where you would phone in and you recommend a business in Calgary that you think deserves more recognition, and then if you win, you get $500 and the business gets $500. So I'm like, I really want to win something for Shots, because that's our bar. That's me and Lexa's bar. We love that place. So I call in and I say to Matt and Sarah, and I wish I could find the actual audio clip. I was browsing through the Jack 96.9 archives and I couldn't find anything. So if anyone has that, if Matt and Sarah has, let me know. So I call in and I said, I'd like to recommend Shots Bar and Grill because they have the best poutine, the cheapest Guinness, and this girl I like goes there with me. And I won. Naturally, Matt and Sarah and the owner of Shots, I'm on the phone with them talking about winning, and they say, what's the girl's name? And so I say, Lexa, and I remember Matt is like, you have to ask her out now, buddy. Like, you got to do it. So I remember going to Shots that day, and I met with Lexa, and I was like, hey, I won. I didn't tell her why, though. So I was half expecting Matt and Sarah to come through the door with a check and then spoil everything. And I was like, oh, I really don't want him to do that. Like, I'm not comfortable with it. Like, no, I'm gonna ruin things, that sort of thing. They never came there. I got a check in the mail, so I don't know why I was thinking that. I remember going home that night relieved. But then I started to think about it more and more. And I was like, you know what? I need to get this off my chest. Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Sorry, Flames fans, I'm using a Wayne Gretzky quote, but whatever. I'm going to ask her out. I'm going to do it. The worst she can say is no, right? Well, not really. I'm sure she could find a way to destroy me and shatter my heart, but I got to try, damn it. So we went to a brewery that we really like called Tool Shed. I sat her down and was like, I didn't tell you why I won the radio competition. I told them that, best poutine, cheapest Guinness, and I go there with this girl that I like. And I downed a giant glass of water giant glass of beer and water. Pretty much any fluid that I could find. I'm not Bear Grylls, not that fluid.
To help me survive.
Ew.
And I remember she stares at me, she starts smiling, and she's completely taken aback. And I'm like, okay, answer, say something. She looks over to the waiter, and she's like, I'm gonna need another beer. And so we waited for that other beer. She chugged half of it, and I'm in agony this entire time waiting for an answer. And eventually she says that she feels the same way. The rest is history. And I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't been easy the past 2 years. Lexa and I, we've both nearly died a few times. I know I've had my issues. She's had her health issues as well. And obviously there's differences. I have never lived with a partner before, and it's been very, very rewarding. There's this support system in my life that I've never really had. Like I feel like, and it helps that she took a lot of psychology courses, and like she is very much able to relate to a lot of things. She is way more supportive than what I deserve, and I do everything I can to make sure she feels the same way. We're there for each other. She is my scene partner in this fucked up play called life. So I wanted to get her something special for our 2-year anniversary. So this is where this video turns into an unboxing video. So bear with me. I got her a sword cane. So and I gotta say, like, I've already taken this thing out of the box before. This thing is freaking heavy, and I love it. Might as well get rid of the box at this point. And it's no surprise to anyone that I really suck at unboxing videos. But, holy cow. I keep forgetting this thing's metal. This is insane. Bubble wrap, let go. Ah! No. Let go of my baby. Okay. So there it is. Very, very simple. Very, very metal. Very heavy. And then it's a little too tall for Lexa. I'm sure she could find a way to make it work. But it's more of a ceremonial thing. Because, if I remember how to do this correctly, check that out. Gotta try not to hit myself with it. There we go. Ready for battle. So, blade is very, very stable, very thick, very balanced. It's an elegant weapon. Great for all the homeless people that we pass on the street, because in Calgary, they're getting more and more dangerous. So I think this will be good for the Mad Max apocalypse that we're about to enter. I guess combined with Terminator as well, because AI is starting to get really, really scary.
Which reminds me, if you don't subscribe to Sean Reimer, I will start another fucking riot, and it's spreading to Canada this time.
The fuck did you say, you Cheeto-ass hoser?
So, cool, right? Not a bad anniversary gift. Now, what if I were to say that this isn't just an anniversary present? This is an engagement present. I am not proposing with a ring, I am proposing with a sword cane. Lexa said she doesn't want any jewelry, but she did say that there's no one that she would rather spend the rest of her life with, and I feel the same. So, this is what I'm doing instead of a ring today. And remember how I was telling you about the names on the wall in the theater? Well, as you can see, Lex's name is on top of mine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring her backstage. And I'm going to say, hey, they've renovated backstage. Do you want to see? And there's going to be a spotlight on that section of the wall. And I'm going to write in, Lexa Cutler, will you marry Sean Reimer? So, that's the plan. And I gotta say, I really appreciate the support that you've given us. I know Lexa really does. So, be prepared to see more of her. Because rest assured, you will. Man, my old stomping ground. I think someone got stabbed in this plus 15 here. That's why they don't use it. Now, the story becomes, since I haven't been to the school or gone to the school since 2017, 6 years ago, how do I get into this sucker? It's like McMahon Stadium all over again. I'll find something.
Gonna let all my thoughts out. Oh, baby. Now I know I've said it before. In rhyme and scheme, I'll say it once more.
So, wish me luck. What I got yet. Lexa Cutler, will you marry me?
Yes. What did I do with it?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Here.
You inspire me endlessly. You're the perfect muse, you're my melody. I'm the rhythm when you sing. I'm the backing track, it's harmonies you bring.